How we doing? How we doing, everybody? Just going live here on YouTube as well as Instagram. We're going live on Tuesdays, Wednesdays, and Thursdays. 8:30 p.m. We're going to be discussing real estate notes. If anybody has a question in regards to notes, be looking to answer some questions for a little while. Probably won't be here longer than 20 minutes or so, something like that, maybe. But just want to try and answer questions, want people to learn about notes, try to implement real estate notes right now in this particular market, where private money is coming into the market and is needed in the market, and can help people in situations with their portfolios. If you own properties already, if you're a fix and flip investor, and you're having some challenges right now, creating a note and learning how to structure it a certain way so you can make the deal profitable, are some good tools to learn right now. So that's what we do on Tuesdays, Wednesdays, and Thursdays, 8:30 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. We'll also start to review certain deals. So some things today. And, as we continue with the series, we'll, review some deals, some actual deals that are out there to see if, people may be interested in them. So some lower priced deals, under $10,000 for real estate notes that are out there that someone is looking to sell. Also saw another deal where you can kind of create a note on. It was a little bit a higher price. It was about 52,000, and but it was going to be in second position. Had a really good interest rate, somewhere between 12 to 15%. And just want to bring that to people, bring those opportunities to people, explain why it is a good deal. So we'll do that. We'll review some deals. Maybe not every time we go live, but one of the 3 days that we're on, we'll go live, and at least one of the days, maybe two, and we'll show actual deals. So, okay, we have a question here. And what's that question? Just you could just type it in, and I'll go ahead and answer it. Or if you want, I think you like request. You can shoot a request on Instagram here, and then I can bring you on. And then if you want to just talk face to face, we could do that as well. Or you can type it in. I don't know, if you're doing something or someplace where you could talk, but we could do it either way. You could type it in. But the one deal that I did see that where we'll be creating a note, like I said, it was a property where there's an existing lien of about 200, just under 229,000. There are arrearages. Somebody hasn't been paying for a certain amount of time, and it's up to about 27,000, just under 28,000. Okay, I think I got a request here. Okay, I'm going to accept the request, and then I'll come back to that. Oh, there we go. Hey, how we doing?
Good, man. Yeah, just landed here in Puerto Rico, man, and just got my first purchase contract and memorandum signed. I have a property that's in mind for a note, and I want to understand how I would create the note, and also how I would structure the deal. So ARV's 240.
Okay.
Comped it. I guess my question back to you is, how do we structure that, right? Is it 120, 120? I sell one at 12%, keep one for 8% for myself.
It depends, the structuring of it is depending on what it is that you want to do, and then also, who the buyer is. Are you using like your own funds, or are you using private funds to purchase the property?
Good question. So the house needs about $50,000 worth of reno, approximately. I don't know if that to be true. I'm kind of going off of what we would normally wholesale a house for and reno it at that price, right?
Okay.
So the answer to the question is that if I was to take on the note rather than dispose of it in a wholesale way, I would probably have to redo it. I'm assuming, though I don't know if that to be true either. I mean, I don't understand how I would put a note on a home. I guess I'd put the note on the home on a wholesale. I don't understand that. So I'd have to sell it on the retail at the.
So what's the deal with the property? Like, is it are you direct to seller? Did a wholesale bring it to you? Like, tell me how you came across the deal.
Yeah, no problem. I found it. It was a foreclosure.
Okay.
It was a redemption on HOA.
Okay.
And so I redeemed the property, and now the property will belong to me. Back from the first position.
So you own the property right now?
It's under contract. It'll be closed on September 8th.
Okay, but when you close on it, you're gonna own it. I guess with you said you're using hard private funds, like hard money.
I'll do 10,000 out, all out of my own pocket for this. So 10,000 for the HOA lien, another 10,000 that she has a home equity line on. Okay. That's the payoff for 20 grand behind. So quote in the rears. I agreed to give her. It kind of started to dwindle down right now. I'm giving her $1,500 plus $3 worth of rent money, and then she gets another $4,500 left over from the escrow. So she'll walk away with 10 grand in her pocket from the escrow and from my money. So it gets her back on her feet. She's completely happy with that.
And will there be any underlying mortgages after that?
No.
So she doesn't owe anything on the property. She just got behind with the HOA and all that other stuff. Okay, so you're gonna basically own this free and clear. So what you could do in that case, that would be you would be seller financing it. Now, are you gonna put the work into it, or because you don't have to necessarily, if you seller finance it. I mean, if it's worth, are you saying it's worth 240 after the repairs?
Correct.
Okay, so let's just say I'm just going off the top of my head without looking at actual numbers or whatever. But if you took the 240 times the 70% minus the repairs, what would that number be? Because then you could sell or finance it for that number and then let somebody else go ahead, fix it up, either rent it out, sell it, or I don't know if you wanted to actually do that, but when you create a note, you have the option of, creating terms for another investor who then wants to sell it. Or if you wanted to maybe put a little bit of work into it and then sell or finance it to somebody that's going to live in it, and then maybe they'll continue to fix it up over time. So there's a couple of different, options and ways that you could do it.
The one problem that I see with this house that you should understand, I think you should understand, is that all the floors are done, all of the upstairs floors are done, needs carpet in a 10 by 10, but the reason why I mentioned all that is that there's a whole downstairs kitchen that needs to be redone. All the cabinets are out. So all the cabinets, all the appliances are gone. So it needs a whole kitchen. But the floors are great. They're brand new floors that are tile. Mm-hmm. They started ripping the cabinets out and the kitchen out because she was doing a redo. That's the $10,000 from the home equity line on it. So she got behind and said, "Hey, the heck with it." I'm not gonna.
So, I mean, like I said, regardless, you're only in it. You're going to be in it for about 20 grand.
Yep.
So
I got
even if it does need all of that work, you don't necessarily have to do it because of what it's worth. You're into the property for, less than 10%. So if it's really up to you. If you want to do the work, you can do it. What I'm saying to you is that you can structure a note at a lesser amount, offering it to an investor who then wants to go ahead and put the money in and flip the property. Maybe you'll provide the structure of the note so they can take down the property, and then they use their funds to fix it up. And then by the time that they sell it, then they'll made whatever that they put the repairs in plus a profit. You could do it that way, and by doing it that way, a lot of times you'll make your 20 back plus probably 3 times as much as that, and you won't have to actually touch the property. So it's really depending on, you know, what you want to do on it. Now, if you're saying you're going to then go ahead and fix it up, if you're going to fix it up, then you can structure it another way with the person that is going to live in the property after you fix it up.
Yeah, man, I don't really want to touch it, man. I live too far from it. I'm in Austin, Dallas.
Right.
So it doesn't really make sense, right? I don't want to see it. I don't want to find an operator.
Right.
We have a great network, but I don't think that's what I really want. I don't want to babysit the project right now.
Okay.
So that's why I'm wholesale, right? So if you have a way for me to understand how I can find a note buyer and be seller financing it without having to touch the project, I think I'd like that.
Right. Like I said, like, what do you think? What would you think that a investor would pay for the house based on a 240 ARV? What would they pay for it in the condition it is right now?
Wholesale, right?
Yeah.
118.
Okay, so you could essentially structure a note for that amount. And you could say, you know, give me 10% down. You know, I would recommend don't take anything less than 10% down. Maybe an investor may give you a little bit more than that. You just have to see what the market bears. But let's just say they give you 10% down. So you've basically got half of your money back right now. And then what you'll do is just structure that note for $118,000 at X amount of interest. I would probably do something, you know, probably at least 10%, if not more, for let's just say 12 months, but it's amortized over 360 months. But it has a balloon payment due in a year. That gives that person, that investor, enough time to, you know, put their money into the property, fix it up, and then sell it for whatever it is they're going to sell it for. So you could structure it like that.
Whoever got those terms again?
If you're saying like right now it's worth 118,000 wholesale, you would structure it at 118,000. You would take, you know, I would take nothing less than a 10% down payment. And then I would structure the note 10% minus 118. I think that's what, 11,800. So that would be like what, 100,000. So you would structure the note at 100,000 to be paid over, you know, amortized over 360 months, but with a balloon payment due in 12 months. And then you would just figure out what that payment is every month. That person would be responsible to make that payment to you every month for the next 12 months while they're doing the rehab and while they're getting to fix it up and until they sell it. Then after 12 months, if you want to maybe extend it, you know, maybe they didn't sell it, whatever, the market changed or whatever, you still have the option to modify it, extend it out, or do something like that. But in the meantime, you've collected half of the money that you know, more than half of the money that you put into the property. Plus you've been collecting those payments, whatever they might be for those 12 months. So, you know, you're making all your money back. And then plus when it gets paid off, if you look at an amortization schedule on $100,000 at, let's just say in this instance, 10% interest, after 12 months, you're still going to be owed like, you know, 99,000, like $200, something like that. So when that person goes to sell the property, they're going to have to pay you all of that. So they paid you the 11,800. They paid you whatever amount of payments you've made over that particular time. And then when they go to sell the property, they have to pay off that underlying lien to you. So you're going to get that $90,000+ at that time as well. Or, you know, you know, what you can do, if let's just say something, a life event happens for you in those 12 months, you have the ability to go ahead and sell that note. And let's say, even if you sold it at half, 50,000, I mean, you've made a tremendous, you know, you made a tremendous amount of money on that $20,000 investment, but hopefully, you know, nothing goes wrong and you can just ride it out.
Why would you pick that? Just curious, because I've been battling over this answer. Why would I pick the option over just getting 113 right now?
Selling it for cash?
Yeah.
You could do that. I mean, that'd be strictly up to you.
I'm just curious why one way or the other. We're trying to write it all out, right? We're trying to figure it all out. So I'm just curious I mean, we could use a cash influx. We don't need it.
Right.
I also don't want to, but
right.
You know,
I mean, that's a personal preference. You know what I mean? That is something that is different for everybody. I mean, I couldn't necessarily answer that. Sometimes, somebody may not want to for taxation reasons, and having to pay all of that capital gains tax. So maybe if you structure it, with the note, you can structure it in a way where it's beneficial for you on the tax side of things. But yeah, I mean, if you could get, 113 or $100,000 tomorrow and you wanted to do that, that would be up to you. But in terms of structuring a note, I'm just answering the question about how the note would be structured, if you did want to do the work or if you didn't want to do the work, because you could put the work into it and then you could seller finance it to an end buyer and just be collecting payments over 30 years.
Yep, got it. All right, man. That's really a help. That works.
Appreciate
That's a
it.
good little nice little score.
Yeah, nice. Yeah, sounds like a great deal there. So if you need any help or whatever, you can drop a comment with your email, and you can always follow me on my social media. My email and my contact information is there. If I can help, I'm definitely interested in things in Dallas. So if we can stay in contact, hopefully we can do a deal or two in the future.
I'll flick you over some details on it. Happy to stay in touch. Happy.
Appreciate it, man. All right, you have a good night.
You too, man.
All right. So that was a good example right there. He has a great deal. But that's how you would want to structure it if you didn't want to, do any work to the property or anything like that. In that instance, I mean, he's in it for 20. He could sell it, he could sell a $240,000 house easily for, 80, 90, $100,000, just, obviously with the amount of work that he's saying that is in it, and somebody can still make a deal out of it. But a lot of times, people don't want to necessarily just cash out of the deal. Why not make all your money back plus monthly payments and kind of, like I said, reduce that tax liability that you're going to get? Because if you get that $100,000, you're going to get hit with a pretty big tax bill at the end of the year. But if you structure it to do an installment sale, you can kind of defer that tax hit by collecting those payments over time. So just again, a personal preference. I don't want to give any tax advice, but I would speak to your accountant or a person that prepares taxes for you and ask them to go over the installment sale. I think it's IRS code 453, and they can show you the benefits of structuring a note when it comes to tax benefits than it is to take out, get 100, make a $80,000 profit, and then after taxes, you might walk away, with maybe 50, 60, which is still good, but some people may not want to, take that tax hit. So if there's anybody else that has any other questions in regards to real estate notes or just real estate in general, if there's a deal that you have that you've been looking at and maybe there can be something done with the structuring on it, especially if you're a person that wholesales properties, a lot of times there's deals out there that people, wholesalers don't think I can make my $5,000, my $10,000 wholesale fee, so they throw those leads away. And a lot of times what we try to do is try to help structure a deal with those dead leads for wholesalers. We can have them possibly look at it a different way, structure it in a way that makes sense for that particular seller, makes sense for ourselves, and then we can still pay a fee for that, a referral fee. So, but that, I'm glad that somebody was able to come on and ask a good question there. But so, if anybody else has a question, just fire away, or you can hit the request button, bring it on, and we can have a conversation. So we're here, like I said, Tuesday, Wednesday, and Thursday, 8:30 Eastern Standard Time. Just here to answer questions, help people understand real estate notes. As I was mentioning before, the climate that we're in right now and things that are going on, real estate notes and understanding how to create notes and things of that nature, um, are going to help you during this particular time. There's some opportunities out there. There's going to be more opportunities in the residential and in the commercial space. So, knowing real estate notes and understanding them, have a good understanding of them is going to help you, in this time that we're in now and what's to come. So, and then also, like I was saying before he came on, is that there's a need for private money, and with private money, you can structure a note with private money. And when you structure the note goes along with the security agreement, so secure. You're secured by the actual property itself. So it's just knowing, what ratios, what investment to value, the loan to value that you want to do, and everything like that, just to protect yourself, so you know what it is that you want to do. But um, but now is a great time. It's a great time to learn notes. There's a lot of information on this YouTube channel that I have here. A lot of videos on there. So Ryan McCray. That was Ryan McCray. Okay, cool. But like I said, next week we'll, actually get into looking at some actual deals that are out there. I seen I saw some things come out within the last day or two. Their notes for under $10,000. So a lot of times people feel as though they may need a certain amount of money and things of that nature to invest in notes, but we saw some that were less than $10,000 that you can get involved with, that you can purchase. So if you have lesser amounts of money to invest, you can take advantage of some of these assets that are out there that are under the under $10,000. I think one was just above 5,000 and the other one was just around 6,000. So there are opportunities out there in all different price ranges and everything like that. So, don't think that you have to have tons and tons of money to invest in real estate notes. So all right. Well, that's it for tonight. We'll be back on Tuesday of next week at this time, 8:30 Eastern Standard Time. Tomorrow I go live during about 12:30 Eastern Standard Time. If you have questions or anything like that, you can put your notifications on. You'll see me. If you can follow me on Instagram, I'll be on Instagram at around 12:30 Eastern Standard Time. If someone has a note, someone has a situation, problem, wants to ask a question about a property or something like that, we'll be live at 12:30 Eastern Standard Time tomorrow. Saturday, we do a training on real estate notes. We're like on the 6th. I think we're on either the 6th or the 7th part of that training. So we'll continue that Saturday, 12:30 Eastern Standard Time on the YouTube channel and on Instagram. So that's there. You'll see the other trainings there. If you want to kind of go through that, you can do that as well. And then Monday, we'll be back 12:30 Eastern Standard Time, answering questions in the middle of the day. And then again, we go live Monday through Friday at 12:30 Eastern Standard Time. And then Tuesday, Wednesday, and Thursday, we do the 12:30 as well as the 8:30 p.m. So, look for us, get this information, do your own research, do your, look into notes, look into what it is, look into what it could do for you, how it works. If you have questions about it, we're here. You can always just comment, send us a message or something like that, and then we can get an answer for you. But notes is going to help people with this transfer of wealth. that we're seeing that's starting now and it's going to be going on for the next, couple of years at least. So we need to take advantage of it. All right. All right, everybody. Talk to you soon. Have a good one. This fuck ass nigga.
I thought the election was a rigged election, a stolen election, and I should have every right to do that. As you know, you have many people that you've been watching over the years do the same thing, whether it's Hillary Clinton or Stacey